Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Tuesday Night's Pipebomb Radio. I guess Tuesday night's intro, I guess. You don't have to say Tuesday night. You get where it is. You know where we're at. You know the station. You know the channel. Welcome again, everybody. Tuesday night, as always, our Tuesday Night Delight Show. What do you think about that one? What do you think, Austin?
Yeah, we're the best.
Here I am just yammering about titles for the show.
we're the best podcast on TV.
On TV? Well, I guess you could say that. We're on YouTube, so I guess that's TV.
Well, I was sitting on with JBL because he's always like, with the JBL and Cole Show on YouTube, he's like, we're the best YouTube show on television. Something like that. You know how JBL is. Yeah.
I love JBL. He's freaking awesome.
I was trying to understand him on last week's episode of JBL and Cole Show because, I mean, he talks way too fast. I mean, who do you know that talks fast? I mean, I don't know anybody that talks fast because, you know, I like people that I can actually understand.
That is true. That is true. I mean, at this point...
you didn't get the joke, didn't you? I guess.
No, I wasn't even paying attention. I kind of tuned out for a second.
I was like talking fast.
Fast talkers.
You're like, Austin, you're the one that talks fast all the time.
Well, no, see, because I wasn't going to bash on you because I usually say that for other shows, but
oh, great.
You know,
we'd be all proper with our suits and ties on Tuesdays, right?
Well, yeah, you got to be. You know, this is the show. This is our main event. Our how do you call it? Our WrestleMania of the week, so to speak.
Wow.
Is that a good comparison? Would you say?
That's great.
I figured you might like that one.
No,
but
it's not wrestling.
Before our guest joins us tonight, man, I want you to kind of educate our listeners, anybody who's listening tonight, everybody who's listening tonight, who this person is that we have tonight.
We'll be having on in just a couple of minutes. He's a graduate of the Lance Storm Wrestling Academy and also a tag team champion, ACW tag team champion with former guest on Pipebomb Radio, the one and only Paul London, who, like, I have to add this definitely. Every single time we bring up Paul London, we had an excellent interview with him inside of a grocery store while he was buying Kool-Aid.
I think that's never been done. I don't recall it ever being done, Austin. What do you think?
No, never. And that's probably one of the greatest interviews ever heard in your life, which is also available on Pipebomb Radio's website, iTunes, YouTube, and all of the world and planets above.
Yes, sir. Everywhere in between. I had fun with that one. That one, as far as fun goes, I don't think I really worried anything about that interview. I wasn't nervous. It was just such a laid back interview because he was like, "Sure, I'll talk to you, but I'm going shopping, so you're gonna have to hear me shop." And I was like, "Shoot, go ahead."
Even if
you're shopping for shoes, we'll hear.
Yeah, that was the same night we had Steve Richards on. It was a double feature, which I think would be really cool to bring double feature things back to the show because people really enjoy listening. I guess two guests per show. I don't know. I mean. But it was really fun. I'm really looking forward to bringing back on one of these days.
The same thing we did with we did a similar one with Christopher Daniels and Vinny Marcellia, and we want to wish Vinny and his new bride congratulations. They just recently announced that they will be having their first child. So congrats, guys. Definitely one. He was a fun guy to talk to. He really was.
Definitely.
He's such into those the horror type genre that you see all these posts that he puts on his Facebook about certain killers from movies and so forth, and I get a kick out of that. I think that's pretty damn entertaining.
I know. He's same guy that's like, okay, I watch all these horror shows, but I don't watch Breaking Bad. Who can not watch Breaking Bad? Or, I don't know if he's watching that. He didn't watch The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead's probably the greatest show that's ever been.
I don't think I will ever watch Walking Dead. I don't think I can be convinced to watch it. Sorry,
Jesus
I just can't.
Christ. Chocolate pudding.
Did you just say chocolate pudding? I bet you'll be trending here in a little bit.
Oh, obviously. We have
chocolate pudding. Did you just say that on live air?
That actually watched the premiere episode of The Walking Dead, premiere for the second half of the fourth season this past Sunday. Know what I'm talking about.
I cannot believe you said chocolate pudding on the air. Oh, yeah. Next thing you know, you're going to... Well, you know what, though?
Vanilla, strawberry, and all the...
We've talked about Oreo cookies. I guess chocolate pudding would fit in right into the crazy bunch of things we've been talking about.
And, it's wrestling related.
I guess, if you say so. But
another thing is wrestling related. You told me earlier today, well, not really earlier, just like 10 minutes ago, that somebody big returned on SmackDown, and I was like, Evan Bourne. You're like, no. Then who can it be? I don't want to be like. It's kind of like getting me excited to be like, okay, who is it? But then obviously it's probably
I want to tell you, but I know you don't like me giving out spoilers. Even
I don't.
I
hate spoilers. But still, I don't know. I know that I'm going to see it within the night.
Okay, I'll tell you this much then. Think about this, and this might give
Hold on. Anybody that doesn't want to hear this hint, close your ears. if that's possible.
Well, no, see, I'm not even really going to say too much. I'm going to leave it really wide open because it was somebody who left in 2011.
Really? That long ago?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what it is.
Do you want to make a guess?
Can you not say it? Don't say if I'm right or wrong. Okay, John Morrison.
No comment.
Cool. But speaking of returns, February 24th Raw is going to be one of the biggest Raws of the year so far. Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker supposedly returning. I mean, who else is going to end up on that list?
Brock Lesnar, HBK.
Hopefully. I actually had
And, honestly, here's the thing. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because the topic of CM Punk is constantly going around and, everybody's speculating. And, I had an interesting conversation with one of our guests, our past guests, and a good friend of the show. He really is. I mean, he's a really good guy, Daniel Moody. He gave me a speculation that kind of made me think, that's a good point. Punk ain't gone. He's not gone. He's going to come back, and he actually threw out a scenario that he'll be back and to see him possibly join the Authority. What do you think about that?
That is probably the most interesting thing I've ever heard this past week because I didn't even think about that.
Because even then, you know what though? If it did go that route, it could actually lead to the match that everybody's been wanting to see, and hopefully they can still see before it's too late. And you know where I'm going with that.
What is that?
CM Punk versus Steve Austin.
Oh, Steve Austin. Hey, that would be pretty cool. But at the same time, you see that the mixing of between Kane and CM Punk, they're not really meshing well. Then I'm talking about they're arguing with each other a lot. So I don't know if that'll be something that can happen, or maybe if they fire Kane.
I think they're gonna move on from the Kane Punk issue because it looks like they've went ahead and pushed it on to Daniel in the meantime.
I know, but how is that going to happen? Because Kane is the what is it called, director of operations.
I don't see that lasting much longer.
Well, I know, but the thing is, are they going to be like, okay, well, you're fired, Kane, and in your place, we're going to be bringing in CM Punk, he walks out.
Well, it's not even so much that they're director of authority, really, either. I mean, if they try to bring him in as a heel, obviously the bygones will be bygones, or maybe there'll still be some animosity, but won't be addressed at the moment. That is a possible scenario. But also another one that was brought to my attention was that obviously WWE is going to be in Chicago before WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so. And what a better place than to bring him back to in his hometown. I think he's just staying out of contact for now, just because it's just best for him. He just want to kind of clear his mind and kind of re-energize because he's been going nonstop. He needs a break.
Well, obviously he probably does need a break from everything. He's one of the hardest working people on the entire roster. But what I think really got to him is that he's been working hard all year long to attempt to get a match at WrestleMania. A really good match. I didn't think he really wanted to be in the ring with Triple H. But I think with Batista coming back, that really threw him off and angered him because he's been working for that spot for a long time, just for Batista to come in and win the Royal Rumble and just kind of take away a spot from a potential guy. I don't have a problem with Batista. I love Batista, but I'm saying just the way he came in, I don't know if I'm really liking how he did it.
Well, and that's just it, though. Not many people want to see him. I mean, here's the thing. They want to see him back. Okay, I get that. Yes, his return was great, and it did give, a slight spike in the ratings for Raw. Yoo-hoo, woo-hoo, But the man, when they want to, and they're in the process of building new stars, they bring back a man 45 years old, comes in, wins the Royal Rumble for the second time. What does it gain him? What does he need it for? Is there a reason? No, there's not. This is exactly why I go back to speculating in the fact that I'm surprised I'm saying this because about a year ago I probably wouldn't have said it. I agree with Michael Cole. The conspiracy theories about Triple H and his buddies constantly in the main event scene, titles around their waist because he's the boss. I think this might lead to a story, which I know that when Punk comes back, it's going to lead to a storyline. It just is, obviously. It's just a part of the show.
Well, you can say the same thing about Billy Gunn and oh my God, I cannot believe I'm forgetting his name. Road Dogg. I don't know why I just blanked for a second. Well, what happened? I don't know what happened to Billy Gunn last night because they didn't lead to anything. They didn't really say anything about it. What happened at ringside? If you're watching, how he was he kept making weird sounds over the commentary booth. and then he was holding his pants up
yes.
the entrance. I know it's kind of weird to just bring it up. I was kind of wondering. I don't know if that was.
Well, Betty White got a prank over on him.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense with the tea and stuff.
Yes, because remember they were going to try to put some kind of thing in her drink, and she knew about it. And when they went to get some lemon for her, they switched it.
Okay.
Or she switched it.
I don't know why I'm now realizing.
I love Betty. You know, it's like the picture I posted on my Facebook. You know, it would have been so great. It really would have been really awesome to see May right there with Stephanie and Betty. How cool would that have been?
I know. And May kind of has the same mentality as May. When she came out,
and I bet you she probably could kick some butt in her day.
I know. And she's I don't know, she's 90, 80 something years old. I don't know. But
she just turned 92, if I'm not mistaken.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Yeah, she's the only living golden girl left.
Wow.
But I don't think you ever really watched that show, though, have you? You're not
that old.
No,
absolutely not.
And it looks like the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. Okay, I won't say it all that much, but our guest of honor for tonight looks like he's calling in now, so we will bring him on without any further ado.
Woo!
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm all right. It's cold in Texas, and I don't like it.
It's also cold here in Louisiana, and I don't like it either. It's I've always said that Louisiana is a bipolar state, because one day we're 65 degrees. Yes, one day it's 65 degrees, and the next day it rains, and it's in the 40s.
Oh, trust me, it's Texas, so we're used to it being hot as shit. And then we have 4 days of cold, one amazing day in the 70s, and today we're back in the 30s. And I'm I don't have the clothing for this. My beard can only do so much.
Yeah, before you know, you can see icicles on that.
Oh, shit. I am literally sitting here with my Rottweiler, who she's so cold, I gave her a sweater from when I was 13, and she's rocking it like a beast.
Yeah, well, we put ours in the garage, because,
it's freaking adorable. I can't even lie to y'all. I took a Twitter picture of it. No, it's actually on my Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Wait, what's its name?
Her name is Athena, but I feel terrible because one of my dear friends from ACW is named Athena.
Oh, yes, Athena.
And I'm just sitting here I will never be able to bring this poor dog to ACW, to any show that Athena's booked. So I'll be like, hey, Athena, meet Athena.
Name. Give it a wrestling name and let it be your manager or something.
I can't do that because I have a cat named Masawa and Aja Kong.
Oh, my God.
Oh, they're adorable.
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry. The worker names are fulfilled on my pets. I actually, she passed away recently, but I had a guinea pig named Notorious P.I.G. Piggy Smalls.
Oh, I love that. That is
She may have been the illest of all guinea pigs.
That's very creative, these names. Jesus Christ.
I enjoyed that we've started this podcast off with just talking about my pets.
Yeah.
Because I have had a barrage of them. At one point, Piggy Smalls had a friend named Two Pig.
Two Pig.
She unfortunately passed as well.
Well, that makes sense, right?
She does. I guess. If one's going to go down, the other has to go down sooner than later.
Well, then you grew up during that era, too, obviously, with the East Coast, West Coast thing back in the 90s.
I'm not going to lie to you. I went to a Catholic school from pre-K to 8th grade, so pop culture to me was very watered down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew what was going on. I watched MTV to be a rebel.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie to you. I was that dude my freshman year of high school. Because I had the option of going to Catholic high school or public high school. And I opted to go to public high school. And I went in there with my American Eagle polo shirt, my American Eagle shorts, my Abercrombie flip-flops, and I was confused.
The flip-flops, sporting the flip-flops. I love it.
Oh, my God. I still love flip-flops. Obviously, you go to a new promotion, it's your first time there, you're going to dress nice. That's what you should do.
That's right.
But the minute I get comfortable with a promotion, I am rolling in with basketball shorts and a flip-flop.
Yes. I gotta stay comfortable, man.
It was actually funny because Darren over at ACW, he made the comment the other day where he was just like, I don't recognize you, because, what was it? It was cold as shit the other day. And I was wearing blue jeans, which I never do. And he goes, I don't know you without shorts and flip-flops. I'm sorry, Felicia, it's cold as shit.
But would that be the same thing if you cut off your beard? Because I'm not.
I was just going to say, would you ever cut it off? Yes.
I have. I lost my beard in December. It grew back amazingly quick, obviously.
Wait, so you didn't want it?
I didn't want to shave it? No.
Well, I mean, like, forever you have to leave that. It just completes you. I don't know, a beard completes everybody. I mean, look at Daniel Bryan, for example. He's definitely rolling well. Let me put
it to you this way. I have a T-shirt that's me in the Jurassic Park logo, and it says, a beard 65 million years in the making. You try selling that shirt clean shaved.
No, won't work.
Nope.
No.
If it's any consolation, everybody, my dog is currently rolling on her back like an adorable little shit.
Oh, yes.
Look at you, little Rottweiler. You are on Podcast Nation, rolling on your back.
There you go.
You kind of remind me of, this is how interesting an interview starts with Paul London. He was in a grocery store. The
Fun
time
fact,
we had him
he is
on,
my current tag team partner.
I know. And I'm like, that's so perfect. And you
Don't
guys
worry, we can transition from that. Don't worry, we can use that.
There you go.
I got your back.
You guys have almost similar personalities because, I mean,
yes, they do.
It's how unique,
Well, it's why we hit it off. What I love is that, we became tag partners, but at the same time, him and I really hit it off as friends. Honest to God, him and I today had a shitty horror movie day.
A shitty horror movie day.
We watched
nice.
Puppet. I may or may not have bought 1 through 9 of Puppet Master, and we watched it.
The fact that they made 9 was crappy enough.
Oh my God! Don't worry, they made 1 more. There's 10.
Oh jeez.
Yep.
So did you actually watch? And we were actually talking about chocolate pudding earlier in the show. Did I
what?
You watch Walking Dead? Chocolate pudding.
I do.
Well, then you know what I'm talking about. Felix. That's another guy who understands what I was talking about.
I'm not going to lie to you. If you follow my character at all, you know, due to my name being Jack Jameson, that I love to drink. I literally went out with my friend Laura and may or may not have went to a bar.
May.
It might have happened.
So you don't know technically, man. So you can't remember what happened.
I didn't say that. I know what happened. I'm simply saying it may or may not have happened, ma'am.
Wow.
That's right.
I like to keep you on the edge.
There you go. Even better.
It's what I do.
So since this is a wrestling podcast, I'm going to take it back home now.
We know.
Since we kind of strayed away from it for a little bit, I am curious.
Sorry, Athena, we're not talking about you anymore. Oh, wow, she gave me a dirty look.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't think Rottweilers could do that. You're too adorable. I'm sorry. Let's go back to wrestling.
I actually am curious. Austin actually is kind of talked to me about your character and so forth. I'm curious. How did it come about that you got into wrestling? Where did where did you find that fire and desire to want to be a wrestler?
So when I was a kid, we're talking 2 years old, 3 years old.
Gotcha.
My dad was never around, but he would show up randomly. And when he did, he would always turn it on wrestling. And it's funny because the only memory I have of my dad is of us watching wrestling, turning off the TV, turning on the living room lights, and wrestling. That's my memory of my dad. And so, flash forward a couple of years later, my grandpa, because my dad chose not to be a part of the life, my grandpa, and God bless him, I owe my grandpa for everything. But he ended up excuse me, buying our house, sending me to private school. We were the only. My grandpa was fortunate enough to be able to take care of me and my brother. And despite my cousins going to public school, we were my grandpa's children because we didn't have anybody else. So he sent us to Catholic school because my grandpa's very religious. And come about 7th grade. So, I watched wrestling up until that 3rd grade. And my grandpa, got me into golf because he really likes golf. Like, he wanted me to be a pro golfer, which means I can play golf like a motherfucker. But, I watched football. I watched golf. He strayed me away from pro wrestling, which is what I loved as a kid. And then years later, my mom was at the house, and she goes, well, hey, it's your 13th birthday. What do you want to do? And all my friends were into pro wrestling. And it was funny because at that time, like, I had some buddies of mine that always were like, hey, let's go to wrestling. And I had no idea what was going on because, I hadn't watched wrestling in years.
Yeah.
And, I'd be like, Peepaw, who's my grandpa, I'd be like, Peepaw, I don't know what's going on, but I want to go with him. And he'd be like, cool. So he'd buy me these wrestling tickets, and I'd go hang out with these people that were my friends. And we'd watch wrestling. Like, I still to this day remember the very first wrestling show I went to had Bret and Owen versus Stone Cold and Mankind for the tag titles.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
The main event was Undertaker and Vader in a casket.
Wait, where was this at?
Love it.
This was in Austin. This was
like 1997.
Give or take, like, it was a house show. Like, it was not big.
Wow.
It was a house show. And, you watch that, and my mom's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to invite friends over and order pay-per-view because that's what they like. Because at that time, I wanted to be the cool kid. And, of course, come Sunday, all the moms are calling saying, hey, our kids can't come over because it's Sunday and they got school tomorrow. So my mom, being the mom that she is, wanting to make sure my birthday was great, was like, screw them. Like, legit, I am a 13-year-old kid. And my mom just straight up says, screw them. I'm going to order you pizza. We're going to enjoy your birthday. And I watched wrestling, and the pay-per-view was fully loaded 98. Main event was Undertaker and Kane versus Undertaker and Stone Cold versus Mankind and Kane for the tag titles. My bad. And this is right on the eve of SummerSlam 98 where Undertaker faced Stone Cold. And Stone Cold and Undertaker won the tag titles. So, of course, at this point, like, watching it all night, I am so emotionally invested in this.
Yes.
That literally the next 5 months, I order every wrestling pay-per-view in a row. Like, to the point that I'm just like, Mom, no, I have to have them. I have to. And so, I go to high school, get in shape. Like, I literally worked out every day in high school because I wanted to be a wrestler. And I was in football, and this is a funny story. I was in football, but would drop out I would do summer camp every year, but would drop out of football every year because it interfered with watching Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can definitely get him.
Oh, absolutely. I'm like, sorry. But I would still work out every day. But, of course, I didn't understand lifting weights at the time, so my working out was going home, watching wrestling, and busting a big Papa Pump. I would do push-ups while I was watching wrestling. I'd be doing crunches. I didn't understand what workouts were. Because, again, going from a Catholic school where, like, the most athletic thing we did was probably parachute to watching wrestling, being like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to do that. And, I was I went from being 5'6" and about 180 my freshman year to my junior year being 5'8", which is around what I am now. I'm about 5'9" now. But regardless, I was 5'8", 175. So you gain some inches, you gain some inches, lose some, some mass. You're a skinny boy. And I'm just sitting there working out, and my mom, I told her, I go, Mom, I don't want to go to college. I want to be a pro wrestler. And my mom was like, well, sorry. Straight up, I had no option. She goes, sorry, I will not accept you being a wrestler until you have a college degree to fall back on. And I was like, and I go, okay, whatever. So I I had a full ride to Texas State because I did speech and debate. Because, like I said, I did football, but it always interfered with watching Raw, so I never did it. So my senior year, my speech and debate coach was like, hey, we will give you every Monday off.
Came to that.
If you join speech and debate.
Well, if you join what?
Speech and debate.
Oh, speech and debate.
Yeah. So I'm like, cool. All right, whatever.
Now, this is a football coach telling you to join.
No. This is my speech and debate coach.
Oh, okay.
She happened to be my my speech teacher, communications we offered in high school.
Nice.
So we're like, okay. I'm like, cool, whatever. I'll do it. Because she told me, she was like, we get to go on trips. You'll have fun. Because she saw something in me that I'll never forget. Her name was Nance Travis. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And she goes, hey, why don't you try poetry? And I looked at her like she was the stupidest bitch in the world. And I go, what? And she goes, no, she goes, hear me out. She goes, I will give you your first piece and let you interpret it any way you want, but you have to promise me when you win, you have to change it. And this girl's like, hey, this lady is legitimately telling me, like, hey, I'm offering you a free trip to Corpus and you get to get out of school. Whatever. And I'm like, duh, cool. Lo and behold, I end up taking second place in what ends up being like the hardest tournament of the year. So my coach and I are both, when I get announced second place, we're both sitting there like, what the fuck? So she immediately goes, we're going to the hotel. We're not going to eat. We're going to pick up something quick. We're going home. So we go to the hotel, and she immediately is just like, we got to do something with you. So, fast forward to my senior year, I get offered a full ride for speech and debate to Texas State thanks to my coach. And it's funny because I always wanted to be a wrestler. But again, in my mind, interp, which is literally like poetry, prose, which is a short story, all that stuff, like I was just like, it's more practice for doing promos and wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And even as a kid, I'm just like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to do this, and I'll be good at wrestling. So I get a full ride to Texas State for speech and debate, and I get the scholarship offered me 5 years, so I was able to squeeze a psychology and a communication bachelor's in there. Then I got offered a full ride to grad school, so I went to Oklahoma and did my grad school thing. So I had a graduate degree, and so I didn't want to walk stage when I got my master's. I did not. Like, I thought it was dumb. And my mom and grandma are both just like, hey, we know you didn't get offered a full ride to PhD, but you got accepted, because I got accepted to UT. So it was a cool opportunity to come home,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from Austin, where UT is stationed. So they were like, whatever, like, you don't have a full ride, but come home. We will pay for your PhD. It's going to be great. And I looked at them and I go, sorry, I don't want to go to school if I'm not getting a free ride. And they go, well, what are you going to do? Thinking I'm going to offer some form of job. And I go, I'm going to go to wrestling school now. I fulfilled my obligation.
Yep.
So
right. How old were you when that happened?
I was a late bloomer. I actually first hit the ropes at 23.
Really? So wait, so you
it sucks. Like, cause it's funny because everybody sits here and goes, "You have a graduate degree, like you have a master's, so you're fine. Like, don't worry about it." And I'm just sitting here like, guys, I would rather have 5 more years experience. Now, granted, like, the degree has helped me in life, but I'm just like, you see what you've done, and you're just like, shit, what could I have done with 8 more years of, wrestling versus school? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say anything. I think everybody needs to get a degree first. I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world.
Now, let me ask you, Do you have some upcoming shows coming up? Going off the subject real quick, do you have upcoming shows that you're going to be doing here in the next few weeks or a couple of months?
Yeah, I have quite a few. I have Anarchy Championship Wrestling in Austin, Texas, coming up on February 23rd. I have got, it is Progress Endeavor and NWA New Breed in respectively 2 different areas of England.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
No, sorry, that's my phone.
No, let me jam to it. Hold on, let me jam to it.
No. The thing is, I just turned it on, and it just connected to the internet, so...
It's not your fault. Whenever things get turned on around me, they just can't control themselves.
And, if the fans want to actually follow your, what you're doing with your shows and so forth, what is the best way they can keep in contact with you? I
am currently on Twitter and Instagram at Project Manarchy. At Project Manarchy. And I'm also on Facebook at Jack Jameson.
Now, nice. I hope I have enough time, Felix. I have enough time to ask him a few more questions.
Actually, no. We're running low on time. We need to bring it back. We're running really low on time. So the only reason why I was kind of trying to get this information so he can plug his information in, because we definitely want to know, keep the fans updated where he's going to be
Well, how about y'all refresh the people where y'all's connections are? Like, where can we get in touch with y'all?
With us?
Yeah.
Oh, Austin, why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us how the people can get in contact with us?
You tell me. I've been drinking. You tell me.
Well, we're actually really like everywhere. I'm not even kidding. We're even like in planet, Pluto and stuff. We're also on Twitter at Pipebomb __radio. Then we're on Facebook. What is it? YouTube, not MySpace, Pinterest.
I've heard of this YouTube thing.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
I just heard about it yesterday.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Pinterest. We're on Google Plus. Yeah,
listen to this, people.
Yeah.
But you know what?
We have to bring you back.
Would you be up to coming back?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let you get with Austin to schedule a date to come on back, because we definitely need to get you on here for a longer time. That way you can do some real stories about what it's like to work with Paul London, what kind of crazy shit you guys get into.
I was more disappointed we didn't get to talk more about the Storm Academy. That was a treat.
I'm saying.
Schedule it soon if you can. Austin, get with them.
I'm
we have
going to make a date.
For March.
Yes.
Since maybe if we have something left in March to work with them on, we definitely need to get some more stories told. But, I am so sorry. We will have to cut this short here a little bit today. We want to thank you again for joining us tonight, though. Like I said, you're going to get with Austin, and we'll get a date set up to where we can do a longer time frame.
Absolutely,
and
guys.
You give us the full rundown of everything.
It was a blast. I had a blast just being on there with you.
It was a lot of fun. You had us both cracking up. I mean, it's just like we were interviewing Paul London again,
I am more pumped that we got to spend so much time on my dog.
That's another thing, too. That's the first time we ever really started a show talking about animals.
Well, guess what? She's lying down right now snoring. She is adorable.
Oh, my God. I put her to sleep.
I don't have to. She's snoring.
Oh, no, I put her to sleep.
No. Go on. Tell me about your logic about this dog snoring, and you wanted me to put her to sleep, please.
Oh, no,
I went there. Oh, my God, I went there. I'm that guy.
No, I said I put her to sleep with my voice.
CZW. I'm sorry. Did I do that a lot?
Are we going to break out the Super Dragon chants and stuff?
That may or may not have been a shout-out to my buddy Kelly.
So does that mean that, because you actually have got a beard like a lot of people, do they refer to your beard as fluffy?
No, they don't do that.
Good. He got quiet and said, no, they don't do that. Okay.
My beard strikes fear in the hearts of men. How dare you?
I
hope you get an incurable form of syphilis that penicillin cannot cure based on that statement.
My apologies, then.
Let me tell you something.
But, yes.
I did not actually go out and drink. I'm being a good boy, but now I'm regretting it because of your hateful statement towards my apparent beard fluffy. That's right.
Oh,
you know what?
Gosh, I am sorry.
Next bottle of penicillin I see, I'm shattering it in the hopes that you get some form of syphilis. Yeah, I said it.
I know you did.
Felix, I hope you get it.
I know you did.
I cried.
All right. Well, I do apologize, man, but I definitely want to have you come on back.
We have to. It's not even like a. Like, I will make this happen again because I'm angered that I didn't get to talk about Lance Storm and his amazing wrestling academy.
It's okay. You're not the first girl that wants me to come.
We'll definitely touch on all of that and road stories and.
Oh, that was a good one. Come on. I made a dirty, perverted joke.
And I promise I won't ever talk about your beard again.
I made a dirty, perverted joke and nobody heard it.
I'm sorry.
Damn it. This is why we can't have nice things.
But, well, I guess I'm sorry. We'll have to go ahead and end the show here tonight. I'll let you guys.
You know what? If we're ending it with y'all wanting me back, I clearly did something right.
Oh yeah,
you did.
The same thing happened last week with Ken Doan. We had him on, and then they have like a certain amount of time to be on here, and then it just like almost like shut off towards the end. So. Yeah. That's why, and I hate that. Yes, you need to fix that, Felix, or I'll get mad. And yeah, so that's why, and I have to have you back.
Wow. Okay.
We have to talk about we have to have an hour dedicated to Lance Storm and his wrestling academy, and just a story about where you actually how you actually went there, your entire plan behind going.
I promise you, we will
save all that for the next show.
We will. It's going to be a great show.
Absolutely, and I would love to get you and Paul London on together.
God! Yes,
all you got to do is call me up, and I'll head over to his house.
That'd be awesome. Shoot, just you Austin, get with him, and you guys work out the details tonight or tomorrow or whenever.
We'll do.
All right, man. Mr. Jameson, thank you so much for taking the time tonight. We will get you back here soon. Definitely going to be looking forward to hearing more stories. I hope you had fun. I know we did, and we will be in touch real soon.
Awesome. All right, guys. You all have a great evening, and Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Don't you wish Kwanzaa on me?
Good night, pal.
Night, buddy.
I am really sorry. I had to be the party pooper tonight. We were getting scarcely close. We were scarcely close, and I did not want to ruin it like I did last week. Last week I didn't expect it to cut off like that, but it did. We'll get these technical difficulties out of the way soon enough, I promise.
You know why? You know what we're going to do? Taking the time constraints, and we're going to take it by its neck and break it in two.
I wish there wasn't time constraints. I wish they gave us more time frame. But, like I said, these little issues are going to get worked out soon enough. We didn't get to touch on a lot of subjects, but like I said, Austin's going to get with Mr. Jameson and work out the details to have him come back. I think we might even have an opening in March. We'll see. Stay tuned for that, for part 2. With Jack Jameson, hell, who knows? May even have the tag team champions on, Jack and Paul on together. Stay tuned for that. Check us out on pipebombradio.weebly.com for all of our social media and new and improved ideas that we're doing on the website. From the Vault. We've got blogs. We've got all kinds of links on there that'll just all kinds of fun stuff to check out. Why don't you check it out?
Right now, because I said it earlier, that was the announcement about next week's guest, and even though whoever knows about it,
we've got a few minutes, so go ahead, give it out.
Well,
go for it.
You probably already know who it is, people, but those who don't, I'm going to say right now, next week we'll be having on the man who beat Bruno Sammartino for his WWE title, Ivan Koloff. Yes, and
WWF title.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm hopefully saying that I'm just going out on a leg and saying this, that he's going to be inducted 2014 WWE Hall of Fame. I hope so within the next weeks. But we already have Lita, Jake Roberts, and Ultimate Warrior. So I think just to add to the mix of it, I think this is going to be one of the best classes of Hall of Fame, yet. I mean, it's awesome so far.
You gonna go?
And I want to. I have to, especially.
Tickets are on sale, man. Stay tuned, man.
I know.
You never know. You might get the chance, but. Yes, next week, a wrestling legend, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, is going to grace us with his presence, and it's going to be a great show. I can't even stress that enough. He's a great storyteller. He can tell us what he's up to today, and all that. And we've also got an announcement. We've got to set. I think we've got an announcement set for next week too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, a huge announcement. Yes.
Coming next Tuesday night. So. Well, for now, we'll just end the show here as we got a couple of minutes left. And on behalf of Austin and myself, we thank you for listening tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. keep your feet on the ground, and keep reaching for the stars. Good night, everybody. Good night, Austin.
Bye, man.